Hi, it's Melissa at Messy Missy Creates. I'm working on my Junk Journal July journal today. Still very behind on that, but I'm going to try to do days 5 and 6. I started off behind and I've not caught up, and that's okay. I'm just kind of working on these as I can work on these. I didn't have any, okay, maybe I did have aspirations of staying a little more current than this, but anyway, this day was lettering, and it hasn't been the most inspiring prompt yet. I struggled with it a little bit because I don't do lettering. I've never learned how to do lettering. And I mean, anybody can write, but I was kind of looking at this as the different types of lettering maybe. And, I don't have all the fancy handwriting and everything. So one of the types of lettering that I like is this, what they call this, ransom note lettering. So I had that idea, but I wanted something to go with it. And let's see, I keep misplacing some of these letters. So anyway, I have them all here. I did just recently get a sticker book. It's not right here where I can reach it. But I found a sticker book on Amazon that was ransom note lettering. But I had already cut those out. And the other thing that I thought about, this is a shrunk down, I copied it. I put it on my printer and made a scan and copied it. This is an old letter from World War II. My dad was in World War II. And this is a copy of a letter that he had written to his mom and dad. I have letters from him to his parents and his parents to him for, I think, almost every day of World War II. And it's very special to me, and I keep them very, very secure. And I thought I would share one of the letters. I just picked one at random. And the coloring, you can tell the age on this. And so I didn't shrink it down quite enough. So I'm going to tear it. I wouldn't obviously do this if this was the real lettering, or the letter. But I was thinking about, along with lettering, I was thinking about penmanship and the lost art of sending letters. And at first I thought about having this as like a little tuck and just keeping this letter in here like this, but it didn't fit. So I'm gonna tear it down a little bit more. Actually, I didn't probably mean to tear that with the ruler because I wanted it a little bit more tattered than that. So I'm going to tear this down a little bit more. You can still see mother and dad. So I thought about, let me see, about right here. Let me see how that looks. It's on there. I'm gonna kind of ink the edge. I was debating on tearing the sides, but I think I won't. I don't think that's necessary. And I just have my little tray of finger daubers, and this hat already has a little bit of brown ink on it, so I thought I would ink that. Not that it wasn't aged enough, but I want to just kind of get rid of this white, the tip where I tore it. And I don't know, I just thought I love to look at old letters and the penmanship. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen old letters or have any. The penmanship is incredible. And I think that's a lost art. And learning how to letter, I also thought about putting this on this page. This is, to me, represents lettering because this is like first grade paper where you first learn to write. And I thought about incorporating that just symbolically. Or, just as a symbol of what other types of lettering. And yeah, I think I'm going to glue this down right here. I do like this. It doesn't necessarily add that much to the page, but yeah, I think I'm going to add that. And just going to add it right here. So, I don't know. I just think it was kind of neat. I saw some people's pages that they have beautiful, you know, where they've done the script lettering. And, you know, I didn't feel like I could teach myself how to do that in a matter of a couple of days. So, I decided not to attempt that. I thought about doing like bold block letters, you know, with a Posca pen maybe or something like that. But I was more inspired to use an old letter. And I think it represents the past lettering. Oh, I forgot. I wanted to add this little hand. And just the appreciation of what their penmanship looked like. It just is incredible, I think. So I just printed off that vintage hand and pen. And let's see if we can get these letters on here. I'm hoping to do this day and day 5 at the same time. I probably should have started with these middle letters, but I've already started gluing them now. I don't necessarily want them on perfectly straight, which is probably a good thing because they won't be. But, yeah. Oh, and then I'm going to add the prompt on here, even though I've already added it by way of these letters. Okay, maybe I should put them a little closer together. But I kind of want them wonky. So let's see if I can scoot some of these over a little bit. I have had a hard time keeping up with these little pieces. I've kind of had this idea in the works for about a week, and I just didn't know how to finalize it, but I had these letters for a while. And, yeah. I think I've already had to cut out the I and the G a couple of times. There. All right, I think I like that, and I love these little snippets of the rest of the letter. I don't know that I'm going to use them on the page, but I like the way that looks. I love the old letter. I love the penmanship, and it's my dad's handwriting, and I remember that. I can recognize my dad's handwriting from a mile away. And I don't know about you, but people who have passed, like, you know, both my parents are gone, and other people that I cared about, and the old cards and letters that have people's handwriting, it's funny how much comfort that brings, you know, after they're gone. And I think that this generation, or this time that we're in, when I was a teenager, we still wrote letters. My best friend in high school passed away my senior year, and I still have all the letters that she and I wrote back and forth, and those are so special to me. And so I just really appreciate handwriting. Now, my handwriting is not great. It never was, but it's even worse now because I lost the use of my dominant hand about 3 years ago, and it took me a couple of years to get the majority of it back. And I don't know that I still, you know, struggle with some things in my handwriting. So day 6, I'd like to keep going. I don't think I'm going to get 7 on here, but 6 is wildlife. And I found this, I mean, I thought about, you know, anybody that knows me knows that I love bunnies. And I thought about doing the cute and cuddly version of the wildlife. But I found this hippo in an old, like 70s National Geographic magazine. And they actually were dueling hippos. And I wanted to do that, but my page is not quite big enough. And, I mean, I can use the double spread, and I might. Let me just think about how I want this on here. Because then I found, in the same magazine, I found this. So I'm going to use this to cover this page, whether I use this side or not. And I think what I'm going to do is just glue. Let me cut this. I don't have to have this whole thing on here. Of course, I could use this section with the hippos on here. Yeah. Let me cut this right about here. Sorry, guys. You're getting lobbed off. There. Just shrunk it down a hair. And then instead of using scrapbook paper or, you know, another piece of vintage whatever, I found this along with this article in that same magazine. So I thought I would use this. And I'm just going to put my glue down on here. I think that would be the easiest way. Mainly hitting the outside. Rather than gluing the entire you know, piece of paper that I'm gluing on, I'll just put the glue on the page that I need, and then I can trim it. And let me see if I can scoot that up just a hair. Nope, it's not moving. All right. So I'm going to trim around it. Well, no, it'll let me peel it up. Not that it was that bad. I just hope I don't have to add more glue to it now. Nope, I should have left it alone. Kind of like in the 80s with our big hair. There's a fine line in there when you've done too much and you keep fiddling with it and then it fell, right? Anybody with me on that? You gotta know when to quit. And let's see. Turned it the wrong way, didn't I? Trim this down here. I would like to do 2 days per video. Or, I'm sorry, yes, I said that right. 2 days per video, because I'm also doing my daily journal for July. I always do a daily journal, and doing this in conjunction with that has been a lot. And I knew that going into it. It's not like that was a surprise. So I haven't cut this one out yet, but I could use it over here. Of course, I just covered up the hippo. If not, I'm not going to worry about it. I'll just leave this. But this was kind of my idea. I've got this lady right here. She's out of it's a magazine of some sort. I think it's like a vintage Simplicity magazine or something like that. And I had another option. This is out of just an old school book. It's not old, it's just, and I liked this monkey right here. So I think I'm just going to cut him out. Bear with me because I don't have him already cut out. And see if I can get him fussy cut quickly. I'm not, I cut very particularly around the hippo. I like the look of the hippo against that dictionary page. So I didn't want anything else behind him or her. But I thought this might be kind of funny. You know, just put a little silly spin on it, because that's what I like to do. Yeah, there's some pages that I do that are serious and some that I do that are just silly, because it's fun to do sometimes. And let me get him cut out a little bit more. I want to at least see if he's going to fit up there before I cut him completely out. Because if not, I have a giraffe that I know will fit. I just thought this little monkey was kind of funny. It kind of had that purple bar up there, but oh, I meant to cut out the bar. Oh, drats. Oh, well, it's okay. I was thinking if I cut out the bar, it would look like he was, of course, I could put like a tree up there or something like that. It would give the effect that he is hanging from something. But I don't know if that's going to work at this point. And he's looking down to see what he can see, and he sees this hippo. But let me see if this lady's going to fit now. Let's see if I can keep it all to one page. I did think about using this little piece of a map behind her just to give some added interest. I think I kind of like that, you know, like she's traveling on a safari or something like that. Yeah, I think I like that. Now, I could cut the hippo down. His feet are right here, but I left the grass in just to see if I liked it. And because if I want him higher or lower. I'm going to start with, I like the little map piece, so I'm going to start with gluing that down. And I think I want it right about there. And so have you been keeping up with the Junk Journal July? Or are you just enjoying watching them? Or I have watched some. I try to wait until after I do a page just so it doesn't, you know, influence my decision on what I'm using. And I might actually have to hold him above that page just a little bit to get him to fit with. I want this lady right in this crack because her elbow is kind of, it's where I tore it out of the magazine. So her elbow, or her side of her arm, needs to kind of be right up against the, oops, there, right up against the crease. And then now we can figure out where to put monkey. And let me see how the hippo fits on here now. See, I don't know. I'm going to leave the grass on. I think that's funny. I mean, it's not funny. I didn't mean funny. I like the height, and I like the fact that there's a little bit of grass in the... I would never be able to cut completely around the feet because the feet are hiding in the grass. So to me, it's just better just to leave the grass. On this particular page, it worked. Sometimes I wouldn't. Sometimes I would go ahead and try to cut around the feet. But for this instance, I thought I would leave them. Or leave the grass. Let me make sure yeah. There we go. All right, now what to do with Sir Monkey up here. I'm going to see, since I know I'm going to use them, I'm going to see if I can cut down. I'm not going to worry too much about in between the arm there, but I am going to try to, by cutting out this section right here, you're allowing more of your background to show through, and I like that. He's a little hard to, anything with hair is a little hard to fussy cut because you have all these little wispy pieces. So I'm just kind of doing not a fussy cut, but I think some people would call that almost a kiss cut, but it's not even a kiss cut. I'm just not worrying about all the crevices, if that makes sense. I sort of want his hand in there, but I don't know if I want that bar in there. I don't have a tree. If I had a tree branch, that would be amazing. So this monkey's looking down. He's hanging from a tree, looking down, going, oh, wow, this hippo is not happy with this lady. And this lady looks very indifferent. You know, she's just like, whatever. So let me see if I can get glue on. I think I'm going to use, instead of using the glue stick, I think I'm going to use my art glitter glue, because I am notorious for ripping daintier images like legs and such. And his little legs are very dainty at this point. Oops, come on. No, 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 no. Come on back up here. There you go, right there. And then I'll just trim off the hand. I could leave it, but it would get bent up and mangled up anyway, sticking out of the top of the journal. So yeah, I kind of like that. And, you know, just, I don't know, you know, not every page has to be, you know, riddled with meaning and clever and amazing, right? Sometimes it can just be fun. So that's what we're doing. We're just had a little fun making a silly collage here. And that's that. So there is day 5 and day 6. And so I have lettering. I have one of my dad's letters from the war with his handwriting. And even though my handwriting is not great, his was amazing up until he had a stroke on his right side. And then he had to start writing with his left hand. But I love looking back at old letters and seeing the penmanship. And his mother's penmanship was amazing too. Thinking about putting a strip of washi down. I probably should have done that before I glued the lady in. So I may not. I may just hope that stays down. And there's my day 5 and day 6 page. And hopefully I'll get a little bit more caught up. I don't have any aspirations of being able to stay caught up this month. But I'm just having fun with it and doing a little at a time. And I hope that you are too. Don't feel like you have to do them, you know, on the day, every day. There's nothing that says. They're just prompts to get you to create each day. And so that's what it's doing. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'm sure I didn't knock your socks off with this one, but it was still fun doing it, and it's like a creative warm-up for me. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to 7, 8, and 9. I've got some more. I'm more inspired by those. I think they've provoked more thought maybe than these 2 prompts did for me, but you know, we're not going to knock it out of the park every time, right? All right, well, y'all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.